Okay, call the meeting to order. Should have a roll call on who's here, so it's on tape.
Correct.
And Peter Bagdian, Chairman.
Russ
Jennifer
Arnold.
Wen.
Russ Arnold, Town Engineer.
Mark Petorsky, Superintendent.
Phil Cordero.
Joe Capitaferro, Council Representative.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. I need a motion to accept the minutes of June 10th.
That would be, we need it from Phil. Jennifer, you're going to have to abstain because you weren't at the meeting.
Correct.
We got Peter and Paul, right?
Yeah, Peter and Phil. So Phil, can you make the
Oh,
motion?
yeah, Phil, sorry.
Sure, so that would be a motion to accept the meetings.
Meeting minutes, yep.
The
Do I hear-
meeting, sorry.
Do I hear a second?
Jennifer?
Jennifer?
Oh, I thought I had to abstain from the entire
He
process.
wasn't at the meeting, right?
No, you can second it, but you just abstain from the vote.
Okay, sure. I have read them, so I second that.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay,
One of Jennifer abstains, right?
Jennifer abstains, yep.
Okay.
Hey, do we got any public comments or anything? Nothing? Oral petitions, nothing?
Nothing received, and there is nobody online on the meeting other than the people who have are in attendance.
Okay. Communication reports. Let's see. WPCF monthly opening report summary for June 2020.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions, as normal, just ask me. BOD average 99% removal efficiency. Suspended solids was 99.3. We had almost 90% nitrogen removal. We were at 88.7. We were basically right at that limit almost. So we're hoping to actually increase that this upcoming month. E. coli was 2.25 milligrams a liter out the back, so almost 0 on that as well. Any questions?
Everything's good then, right?
Yeah, really good.
Okay, let's go on to Director of Public Works Project Engineering Report.
Okay. So nothing new for the sewer. I'll just skim through the pump stations. We started painting Oakland Gardens. It's one of our older stations. Centerbrook, we had a pump fail alarm. It was just a blown capacitor. We have those for critical spares, so it was replaced. And we also reset the starter at the Tungus Road pump station. For pump station radio communication systems, we approved them in June. The bypass submittals are currently being discussed. They'll be finished probably the end of this week. And the one lift station is on track for, I believe, mid-August. And the pump should be there between mid and the end of August as well for Batterson. So that should cover some of the submittals and kind of the Batterson upgrade status. Kinsley serviced the generators at West Farms, Batterson, Yukon, Hyde Road, Stanley, and Patrick Flood. They basically service all our major pump stations. We began measuring all transducers and control relays. We're going to start streamlining all the stations. So they're basically common I&O controls and level transmitters. So everything is similar. We're going to organize that. Maintenance and repair at the WPCF. We switched primary tanks, just our typical maintenance program. Greased all the sprockets, checked all the equipment, and those will be switched again either in the winter or early spring. Oil was changed in the internal recycle pumps. We did find the seal was actually worn out in number 1, so we had it sent out. It was covered under warranty, and we had it back in 5 days. So that is also fixed. And we installed new sample in the RAS basement and the primary basement. Under the plant upgrade in section C, We're still working on the blower issues. NIC Systems, who are basically our SCADA control guys, they've narrowed it down to a configuration in the drive. The drive basically communicates with the PLC and the VFD. The VFD makes the blower go up and down. The PLC tells the VFD what's running off the program. So that's basically the brain of the whole operation. So once they get that configuration figured out, which is scheduled sometime next week, that entire issue should be resolved. We're also working on some INOs for the secondary and primary cooling systems just to make it efficient. And we're just continuing to work on just small repairs and upgrades around the plant. And that is it, unless you have any questions on it.
Okay. What do you have next? What, the sewer permits? We got some of them, I know.
Yep.
There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yorkshire Court, permits paid, MDC connection charge. We had Main Street, 60 Main Street, 60 Main Street. It's being reconstructed. And then the other one from Main Street and Tanbar Trail are both the fee collected for the sewer permit. Those are both in the beginning of July.
And so 60 Main Street is the Miss Porter School project for their kitchen and dining hall reconstruction project.
Yeah, they're upgrading it all, right?
Yep, so the charge for them is for the additional space and size of the building. Per our code, we are able to charge for more larger building and providing more water to the system.
Are they increasing that building on Main Street?
Yes, a little bit. They're going to make the kitchen bigger and, bring it up to date. And they're going to increase the size of the cafeteria a little bit.
Okay. What am I missing here?
Nothing. We're good on the report on the sewer permits. New business.
Okay. What do we got under there? Anything?
No new business.
Nothing.
Nothing? And you went through all the project engineering reports, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Has anybody got any questions?
No. You want to go through the Batterson Park pump station, Mark, at all? Or?
I'll just touch on it briefly. So basically, this week we met to go through just some of the electrical submittals, because Eversource, they have to go from a 3-inch conduit to a 4-inch. And I believe it just because of the age of the station, basically now, if you build anything with 3-phase, it's got to be 4-inch. We had 3-inch because the station was built in '69, if I'm correct. So it's aged. So they're going to submit that, resubmit it. They don't need to do all the labor because Baltazar Contractors is going to have the driveway basically torn up. So a lot of the costs associated with it are going to be reduced because the work they had to do is already going to be done. So we went over that, met with them this week. The pump submittals, like I said, were all approved. The one lift should be, I want to say August 12th, but I'm going to say mid-August, and the pump should be shortly after that. So we're actually on time for a lot of the station, which is good. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Russ? About now, I'm trying to think. There's not too much else.
No, we're just basically waiting on the station to be delivered at this point.
So, unless you guys have any questions, that's about everything.
Yeah, I was just catching up on some of the details on the plant upgrade. If we can go back to that a bit, Mark.
Yep.
I was just curious about and sorry if you mentioned this and I missed it, but the sinkhole between aeration tanks.
I didn't. It was just, it's a really minor thing. It's probably the size of like a dish plate. So it's whenever it rains, you just get more water in it. So Nickerson is coming down. They're basically going to dig around it, put a little fill in, and then pave over it. That potentially could be Saturday of this week. I didn't put that in it because it's technically this next meeting's month, but they're coming down to look at it and fix it. It's not like a huge visualized sinkhole like you'd see in a road. It's pretty small.
Not a Floridian city block size.
No, your car's not
sinkhole.
going to fall in it
Got
like happens in Florida.
Good.
It's probably
Just
like
checking.
12 by 15 or something. So we're just pointing it out before it becomes an issue.
You mean 12 inches by 15 inches?
Yeah.
Is there a time span on when those pumps are going to be available for Batterson Park?
They should be the end of August. They should be here.
The end of August, so, okay.
They said mid-August. I'm going to say an extra 2 weeks because a lot of these come from Germany. So it's always plus or minus 2 to 4 weeks, especially with everything going on now.
And how long will that take to get it all in running
It shouldn't
condition?
take too long. I mean, the pump station, the one lift, we went with it because it's all pre-assembled and tested. So the pumps and the pipes and everything are going to be tested in the station. And literally when it drops in, you make the connections and you're good to go after that. So throughout the whole thing, we'll be bypassing. The bypass has all the alarms and floats tied into it. So the second the bypass is tied in, for all intents and purposes, the station's pretty much done at that point because we'll be digging the old one up and putting the new one in.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions?
Mark, what is the estimated completion date for the Batterson Park Station?
I'm going to say October.
Like the end of October.
Yeah, I was going to say right around Halloween,
Perfect.
which is great for us because you finish before anything freezes. And that was the initial timeline. I think we're on it, unless, Russ, you agree?
Yeah, no, we're right there. I think we'll be.
Yeah. Our biggest concern was the pumps and the one lift because obviously those are custom for the station. But the one lift is on time, the pumps are on time, we got them submitted, so I think we're good.
Did you say those pumps were tested?
Everything will be pre-tested before it goes in, correct?
Hopefully nothing will happen after that.
No, flights are pretty much the Lamborghinis of pumps, so we should be good. We run a lot of them in the plant and the stations that are larger.
Okay, that about it, Russ, or what?
I
Yeah.
had
Go ahead.
I just have a more general kind of question on Mark, how things were going with, like, you know, the different phased openings with COVID and any impacts or observations with the facility.
So it's a good question. The only thing we have seen a little bit is we've seen an uptick of phosphorus. I think I mentioned that in the previous meetings, but that a lot of cleaning products have organic phosphorus in them. So that's probably part of it, but we're fine permit wise. We're doing some biological phos and we're still reducing some of the chemicals. So we're under the permit for that, but that would be the only thing that we've really noticed in terms of influent coming into the plant. In terms of stations, the openings of the businesses is actually helping us at Batterson because we have, I'd say 20 to 30% less flow that we have to worry about because even though the mall is open, there's just not the amount of people there. So that's actually beneficial. But other than that, we've been fine.
Is the mall
Great.
got a lot of their restaurants going, or is that kind of no right now?
They have them open, but they're all, to be honest, I don't know how many have indoor seating. I know it's all social distancing and the ones that have outdoor have it, but it's just, the population isn't there as it normally is because we see it on our pump trends for the West Farms Mall and to Batterson. So we're averaging probably, I'd say, about 80,000 less gallons a day.
Okay.
Have you noticed any change in are all of the normal functions at the state level and monitoring and, I don't know, any general reporting needs and auditing kind of stuff with DEEP? Is that all kind of like business as usual for the most part? Like no real changes there?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we had our inspection in February right before any of this happened. And we are regularly, obviously monthly, in touch with DEP and EPA. I mean, our reports don't stop. We submit those. Actually, tomorrow I'm signing the one because it's due next week, and we send that out. So that's all business as normal. And even when we were on split shifts, I mean, the plant's running 100% because obviously it has to. You can't shut it down. So everything is pretty much normal in that aspect. And DEEP and EPA are same reports, same meetings, everything else. Just Zoom meetings, obviously, like we do here.
Mm-hmm.
And Jennifer,
Great, thank you.
Jennifer, you know, a lot of our, how we operate the plant, it's basically all self-reporting.
Yep.
We have to run our tests and samples and provide all our background and data to the DEP and the EPA. That's our requirement. So it's not like they're calling and checking on us to make sure we're doing it. We have to submit that regardless of what's happening on their end.
Yeah, so
Got it.
to add to that, I mean, we probably run on a small ballpark, I'd say over 120 tests a day, and that's in-house. So we're BOD certified, and that's certification you need through the state. So we run the majority of them in-house. And the ones that we run out of house at Phoenix Labs, we could run in-house. It's just time constraint wise and cost effective. It doesn't make sense to do it, but if we had to, we could.
Okay, are we
Cool.
all,
Thanks for the additional context and background. That's helpful.
No problem.
okay, Russ, is that about it?
If anybody has anything else, that would be it.
No further questions for me.
Okay. Phil, are you good?
I'm good.
All right.
I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Everybody have a great night. Thank you and stay safe.
Thanks.
Have a good
Likewise,
night.
Russ. Bye.
Stay safe.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.